SR22 Insurance. What is it? Why do I need it? And how long am I going to need it for? Hey everyone, it's attorney Matt Crow's Marc Lopez law firm. One of the main questions we get, because we do a lot of DUI and a lot of driving defense cases on the criminal side, is what is SR22 insurance and why do I need to keep it for so long? So in a nutshell, everyone knows SR22 insurance basically to be what's called high risk insurance. Well, technically that is what it is, because somebody's a little bit more high risk if they get a DUI, if they have a conviction, if they get charged with a DUI, or if they get a suspension on their driver's license as it relates to a criminal matter. In the eyes of the BMV, that person is of higher risk to A, not carry insurance, or higher risk to be insured. I don't necessarily like the word high risk insurance because I don't necessarily think it tells the whole picture. What I truly believe SR22, the better description of it, it's actually a big brother type of insurance. Now, when you go buy a vehicle at a car dealership or you go buy it from your friend, in order to actually purchase the vehicle and register it, you have to show that you have proof of insurance. You cannot drive in the state of Indiana without insurance. It's illegal. It's actually a crime. Starts out as an infraction, but then it can actually elevate to a crime. So it's illegal to not have insurance if you drive a vehicle, plain and simple. Now, it would be impossible, and it would just be an impossible task for the BMV to keep track, to make sure that everybody has insurance. So there's nothing preventing somebody from buying insurance just to purchase a vehicle and then immediately canceling that and getting a refund from the insurance company. There's nothing on the insurance company that says they have to notify the BMV that you canceled. There's nothing from the, there's no burden on the insurance company to do that. That's how we see uninsured drivers in Indiana. SR22 is kind of the stopgap for that. SR22 puts that burden back on the insurance company to notify the BMV if that SR22 policy gets canceled. So it's not a far leap then for the BMV to say, well, if you canceled SR22, you probably canceled the underlying policy as well, and they're going to institute a suspension. So in a nutshell, SR22 is actually kind of a big brother way for the BMV to keep tabs to make sure people have insurance. Is it a perfect system? Absolutely not. But there are no perfect systems. Everything is a little bit imperfect to an extent. Now, moving on to that, how long is someone going to have to keep an SR22 insurance? Well, that depends. And it depends exactly on what. So, in the world of DUIs, if you want to get what's called specialized driving privileges, you will be required, if the case is pending, to carry SR22 insurance for a minimum 6 months. Now, that's 6 months if the case is pretrial and you are actually trying to have the specialized driving privileges throughout that pretrial case. Now, it gets a little bit tricky if you get convicted. If you are convicted of any criminal offense, specifically DUI, that results in the suspension of your driver's license, the BMV will require that you carry SR22 for 3 years. I repeat, if convicted of a DUI, the BMV will require you carry SR22 for 3 years. No way to shorten it. Now, there are some other ways that the law has been changed to allow SR22 to actually help people. For example, if you have a bunch of convictions or if you have a bunch of ticks on your license for no accident insurance type situations, you owe court costs, you owe reinstatement fees. You used to have to go through this arduous court process to where you're asking to waive reinstatement fees. You're setting up a negotiated process to pay back some type of fee over here. You're going from court to court trying to figure out failure to appears. That doesn't exist anymore. The one true saving grace here, the law has changed to allow SR22 to essentially be that stopgap. So for a lot of these suspensions, whether you owe reinstatement fees, no insurance, accident suspensions, if you get SR22 insurance in that situation and you hold that for a continual 6-month period, those suspensions will actually drop off. This actually helps Indiana drivers get back on the road without having the financial burden or sometimes the financial impossibility of doing so. If you have any questions about SR22 or you have any questions about your driver's license or DUIs, give us a call. 317-632-3642, and remember, always plead the fifth.